Everybody, welcome back to my show. Today is April the 19th, 2023, and I'm getting in some of the last couple of runs before I head off to my next destination. My intended path should take me through the Big Bend National Park, and as long as everything falls into place pretty easily, I'll have probably some different gear that I'm taking with me, some different things to report back in terms of what I've been using and the progress I've been making. But today I got in what's called a threshold run, and that uses a different heart range, heart zone, heartbeat zone, and heart rate, I guess is what you would call it. And my target heart rate was about 167 beats per minute at the threshold tempo. So this was also an interval session where I started out running with an intended heart rate of about 145 beats per minute. That was a super slow run, practically a jog. Or I guess it would be more realistically called a jog. But either way, that's where my heart rate is at the moment. If you've been following this channel, trying to figure out how long it takes to make progress in this endurance sport, it definitely takes some time, depending on how much time you're putting into your training sessions. So today was a threshold training session for me, and during my first 10 minutes, the warm-up period, my expected heart rate was about 145 beats per minute, and like I said, I did that at a pretty moderate jog. And then I was tasked with running for 6 minutes at an increased heart rate of about 167 beats per minute. And so I did that, and that definitely gets me to a point where I couldn't have carried on a conversation while I was running. And so I didn't record any kind of a segment like I did when I was doing my base run, which is a low heart rate running experience. So I did my 6-minute tempo, and then after that, there was a 3-minute cool down where your heart rate is supposed to be, where my heart rate was supposed to be at about 127 beats per minute, which was an extremely slow jog. In some cases, I had to walk to get my heart rate down quick enough so that I got a low heart rate before my 3-minute cool down session was over. And then I basically repeated that 3 times. 6 minutes of high intensity, or threshold intensity running, 3 minutes of cool down, and then 6 minutes of threshold running, and then 3 minutes of actually in the last session it's 10 minutes of a cool down. And during that 10-minute cool down, my heart rate was supposed to be at about 145 beats per minute. So I was able to maintain that pretty accurately because I have currently this Garmin watch that it's really amazing. It's the Instinct 2 Solar Edition, and I've really enjoyed it. The only interesting anomaly is that I normally don't get things with a whole lot of color like I've been mentioning in some of my previous segments. For most of you who know me, you know that I enjoy darker colors. In fact, I've got yet another black t-shirt on, and I really do enjoy even darker artwork, things that aren't necessarily sparkles and sunshine. But that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy sparkles and sunshine. That just means that for my typical color palette, generally I wear all black. Normally, that's just been the characteristic that I've had in the past. But as you can see, I'm doing quite a number of things to change up the patterns, because if you don't change the patterns up, you don't really ever experience anything different. And so I've been changing a lot of things in a lot of different ways, where even some people who used to know me don't even recognize me anymore. which that's not really it's not really a bad thing. I don't need everyone to recognize me all the time. In fact, I rather prefer when people just let me go on my way without questioning things that they don't really want to hear the answer to anyway. So I mentioned that because earlier today I was thinking about something where someone reached out to me recently and they were asking how I was doing, and I responded and I told them pretty accurately how I felt I was doing, and they never responded. It's almost like they just expected me to say, I'm doing great, how are you? You know, and just to kind of get a little quick back and forth without any kind of meaningful content. I don't really shy away from conversation. In fact, I apply my conversation fully wherever it's required. And for that, I've basically just kind of used the basic arrangement of what's called letting go. You know, the more I let go, the more I'm able to be where I'm supposed to be, instead of trying to hold on to and coordinate things that don't really matter in the long run. In the long run, we're all just children of a higher power, whether we consider that to be our parents or, you know, our higher power at a different level. The long story short of it is that we're all just trying to go through this experience, and we have the opportunity to help one another smile. So hopefully in this segment, you smiled at least a little bit with some kind of an appreciation of the information that I'm bringing today. For anyone who's more curious about the gear, I was wearing my Brooks Glycerine 20 shoes. Those are the black running shoes that I have, and they felt really good on the sidewalk terrain that I was running on. So in the Big Bend area, I'm not quite sure what kind of situations I'm going to get into or what gear I'm going to take, but the main thing that I want to take for that outing and for that training session is literally just my guitar. And I want to put forward the effort that I've been putting forward into crafting my songs and making them something that resonates with the people who are able to hear that this channel is talking about wellness and conservation. So I know a lot of people are talking about a lot of details offline, because I get to hear the conversations from the people who I know. For those of you who don't know me personally, who are watching this and think that I'm maybe focusing too much on the personal aspects of these conversations, well, don't get hung up on all those details. Maybe we're supposed to know each other personally. Maybe this is as personal as we can get in this era where we're mostly being able to have conversations in this manner, where somebody's able to hear a percentage of what's being said on a video while alternately doing things that are taking part of our attention away. If you're listening fully, then you understand that it's probably best to get disconnected from the system as much as possible. If you are also watching this during the time frame when this was actually recorded, again, today is April the 19th, and around this weekend actually is when I intend to head west. If any of you are interested in experiencing the Big Bend National Park, feel free to reach out, and maybe we'll be able to coordinate something so that you can experience the beauty of the restorative powers of nature firsthand. And also, even if you're not able to, I hope that you tune into the future videos so that you can see what just a few days of being in nature can do to someone who is properly prepared to receive positive energy. So I hope that makes sense. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. I absolutely enjoy the conversations that we're all able to be having together, and the positive energy and encouragement that I've been receiving from you guys. I appreciate it so much. Until next time, peace. love, and all that old school stuff.